Welcome to Pilates for Runners. This session is single leg stability, so you don't need any equipment, no mat. You can just get going with a little bit of space. Now, if you wanted to make it more challenging, you could add resistance bands around your thighs, just above the knee, or you could add some weights in your hands, but you can just get going with your body weight alone. So we're going to start nice and tall. We're going to imagine that piece of string coming from the bottom all the way up through the spine, pulling us up towards the ceiling. So that's going to help us open the chest. It's going to help us stay nice and tall and lifted through the torso. And that is just going to help us engage through those trunk muscles, which is going to make single leg balance a little bit easier. So from there, we're just going to sit back into a squat, nice and low, and then come back up again. So just a couple of warm-up ones, taking it down and then back, keeping that lovely length through the spine as we come down. Nice and tall, nice and open in the chest. And then on the next one, we're going to add a little bit of single leg. So we're going to come down, shift the weight onto one side so that you can either get the toe really light on the floor or you can take the foot off the floor, and then we're going to drive up through the standing leg. We're going to come down, do the same thing to the other side. Transfer the weight, get the other foot off if you can, and then lift. Down, transfer the weight and lift off. Down. Like I say, if you can't get the whole foot off, just get the foot as light as possible, as much weight as you can through the standing leg. And then drive up. And these are really good ones to practice if you're new to single leg work, building that single leg stability. We're going to do 2 more to each side after this one. Down, shift it, lift it up, and then drive up. Good. 1 more to each side. Remember, stand tall at the top so you've got a nice tall torso. And then from there, we're going to shift the weight onto the left leg and we're going to take the other leg up. Arms can come out to help with balance, and we're going to tap the right foot front, side, behind, and then across and behind. So we tap front, side, behind, across and behind. Obviously working on keeping as stable and as still on this standing leg as we can. Across and behind. And then if you want to make it more challenging, we're going to add in a little single leg squat as we tap. So we bend into that left knee as we tap away. Tap, tap, and then round and behind, tap. So we go front, side, behind, bend into that knee as much as you can. Really challenge yourself. Arms can come in if you don't need the help with balance. Good. We've got 4 more. For 4. 3 more. 3. Reach the toe away. For 2. Remember, you can always bring the arms back out again if you're starting to struggle with balance towards the end. 1. Come back in, shake it off. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So shift the weight over to the other leg. Same thing, arms come out, help you balance to start. Remember, you can always keep them out. Tap in front, to the side, behind, round. Good. When you're ready, if you can, you're going to add in those squats. So tap. Sit. Arms can come in if you don't need the help. Maybe they don't have to stay in, you can always bring them back out as you start to tire and need a bit of help with balance. We've got 4 more from here. Bend as deep as you can into that knee, reach as far as you can with that toe as it taps. Sit. 2 more sets. Reach around and behind. 1 more set. Nearly there. Good, around and behind. come back in, shake it off. Go back to the first leg we're balancing on, and we're going to try a little hinge. So first leg comes forward, the left leg, right leg goes behind, and we're going to try and do a little hinge from here. So keeping that length through the spine that we established at the start, so nice tall open chest, and then we're going to hinge. So we're going to push the bottom behind us, hinge from the hip, come forward, and then return. So arms can come out to help with balance again. Hinge, return. When you're ready, we're going to start to take that right leg up as we hinge. Make it a little bit more challenging. And then you would bring the arms in and try and take them in front of you as you hinge. That's the next option. Maybe you can always try this option, and if it's not working, balance isn't so good, just come back out with the arms. Keep the leg down. But if you can, start to bring it up. And then the next thing would be to keep that leg off the floor and bring it all the way through to a knee hover. So it extends behind and then back in. And we just want to be as smooth as possible with this move. So we're always continuously moving, but we're as stable as we can be on this standing leg. So nice slow movements to start while you find your balance. And then see if you can increase the challenge by bringing the arms in, taking the leg up a bit higher. We've got 4 more. For 4, 3, 2, 1 more. 1. Come back in, shake it off. We can do the same thing on the other side. So start off nice and easy. Arms can be out to help with balance. Just do that hinge, return. And I wouldn't move on to the next level until I was really solid on this one. So if you get to the next level and everything's falling around, just bring it back down a level, stick with this one, nail it, and then make it more challenging. So the next thing would be to start to bring that left leg up behind you a little bit higher, hinge a little bit further. And then bring the arms in so that they go up in front of you as you hinge. Like I say, these are all options. Stick with the level you can really master for endurance. And then see if you can start to bring the knee up in front. Extend behind. You can always try a few, a little bit harder, and then go back to carry on at a lower level just to build that strength and endurance. Good. We've got 4 more from here. For 4, 3, 2 more. And bring the arms out to help with balance if you need it. And 1 more. 1. Come back. Take it down, shake it off. Go back to the left leg. So we're balancing on that side. And again, take the legs slightly behind the body. Now this is where, if you are new to these kind of exercises, I'd actually have a wall beside you, beside your right arm, just to lightly hold on to. You're not leaning on it, it's just literally there for a little bit of support with your balance. So right leg is going to go behind, balancing on the left. Again, we're going to do a slight hinge at the hip, and then we're going to twist our body to face the wall if you're using a wall, or just out to the side if you're not. So if you imagine those headlights on your hip bones, they're facing the floor at the moment, and then you're going to turn so that they're facing out to the side, and then facing the floor again. So if you're not using a wall, have your arms out like an aeroplane to help you balance. Open, return. Like I say, you can do this with a light contact with the wall just to help with balance to start. Open, return. Open. We've got 5 more from here. For 5, 4, And these are really good at building the strength around the hips that really help us with our single leg stability. So they're worth really trying to master and get good at. For that strength, we've got one more. Return, come back up, shake it off. Same thing on the other side. So if you're using a wall, turn so you're facing the other way. The weight's through the right leg, the wall is on our left leg is behind, and then we're going to do that slight hinge at the hip, and we're going to twist the body either towards the wall, or if you're working without a wall, out to the side and back. Out to the side and back. And obviously, the more of a hinge you have, the more your chest is lowered towards the floor, the harder this becomes. So just challenge yourself if you're feeling strong and stable. We've got 5 more from here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come back, shake it off. So another good way to build our strength and stability for running is to add movement with our upper body when we're trying to balance, because that very closely mimics obviously what we're doing when we're running and our arms are going. So we're going to do that now. So we're going to go back to balancing on the right leg, because hopefully it's had a little bit of a rest. And we're going to bring the left foot up. So if balance is an issue, by all means rest the toe lightly on the floor. If not, see if you can bring the knee up. And remember, you can always change between the 2 levels depending on how you're finding it. Arms are going to come out in front, and we're going to open out towards that right knee. So we're going to open the right arm, twist behind us and follow it with our eyes, and then close back down. So we open out towards that right arm and then return. So from the side, open, return. So remember, we want the weight on the the left leg. So that right leg can either be touching the floor very lightly or having it up. Good. Now you can stick with what we're doing, or to finish, we're going to make it slightly more challenging. We're going to take the arm up past the ear and rotate that way. So we're doing a big circle with the arm. Up past the ear, round, still following it with our eyes as we twist. We've got 4, for 3, lift up tall through the crown of the head. Remember, as we can lift up nice and tall, it's going to be easier to keep those trunk muscles switched on. That's going to help with our balance. So lift up tall through the spine. We've got 1 more. 1. Come back, come down, shake it off. Also getting a helpful bit of hip flexor work there as well, which is also great for our running. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take the weight onto the right leg. Left leg is really light on the floor. Arms come out in front, or you can lift that left knee up. Left arm goes opening, follow it with your eyes, and then return. So the upper body is twisting behind us as we open and return. So from the side, open, return. Like I say, follow it with your eyes, so that really challenges the balance and stability. Stay tall through that spine. Lift up from the crown of the head. But keep a nice soft bend in the knee, okay? The length is coming from the spine, not from locking out that right knee. Good. Either stay with these or add in that challenge for the last few. So we go up past the ear, circle round and behind. Remember, you can always bring that left leg down to rest lightly on the floor. Follow with your eyes. That's it. We've got 4, 3. Stay tall through the torso. 2. 1 more. Always finish on a good one. Come back. Bring it down. Shake it off. And well done.